So recently, Apple announced that the iPhone is coming out in October, and it's $1,000, which is more than what usual cell phones are worth. That usually get them $600-700. This is $1,000. One article I read said that why $1,000 really isn't too much to pay for this, because, and I saw a couple articles, watched one video, and this one video talked about all the different features, but it's $1,000 for that phone, or if you can't afford it, it's about $50 per month. And this is the part I want to talk about. For 2 years. So my question is this: if you can't afford $1,000 for that phone, should you just pay the $50 a month? Well, it would probably be more. So let's take a look how much you have to pay for that. So these are things you want to figure out. So $50, and how many months in a year? 12. I'm going to multiply by 12 first, because I know 5 times 12 is 60, and add a 0 after that. But you're doing that for 2 years, right? Yeah. So you have another 600 with that. So in 2 years, you can pay for that phone, but you add an extra $200. So the reasoning is, I can't afford $1,000 now, so I'll just pay a total of $1,200. So what I want you to get at is, if they give you this price, this, just to let you know, is in very, very small print, and it was like $49.87 or something like that. I'm just rounding it to 50. So it was very small amount there, but they just say that's the price. Now, why do you think they have that big price? And actually, the price they gave was $9.99. Why did they use $9.99? To make it what?
To make it look like you're paying less.
To make it look like you're paying less. What is that term called?
Anchoring.
Anchoring. They anchored that 9 in your head, so you think $900. That you don't think. So just by taking off that $1, already in your head it's like, oh, it's just $900. Oh, it's really $1,000. And then they said in small print right next to that. So why do you think they had that big number there, but they put the small number there? They wouldn't you think that maybe this should be bigger? We'll make this $50 a month and make that nice and big, and just make this smaller. Why would they make this small and this big? And it's based on that word I just mentioned to you. What was that word? Anchoring. Because you see this, $1,000 now. Someone would say, that's $1,000. What would you say to yourself? Most people don't have $1,000 laying around to just spend. So they see it right here, and they're like, oh my goodness, that's a lot. So they already anchored that price, but then they see this here. Oh, wait a minute. $1,000 or $50. Which sounds better? The 50. But it doesn't sound better until you see the bigger number. If I were to say, spend $50, what would you think?
Why?
You'd be like, oh my goodness, why would I spend $50? I said, well, if it was something that's $10,000, you could do that, or maybe spend $200, which sounds better.
200.
Wow, you just said 50 was bad. Now that I say 200, you're like, oh my goodness, 200 sounds good, because it's based on the big number. So when you look at these advertisements, just look at that. They give you that big number because they got that in your head. They anchored that number in your head, and now they're just saying, oh, well, instead of that, $50, you can handle that. So keep that in mind and actually do the work. So I'd say save up your money if you can afford it. I'm not going to say it's a bad camera. Apple makes a good product. But save up your money if you want something like that. And you know a phone's going to come out every couple years. So if you really want the new phone, save it up for a couple years. Just save your $50 a month now for the next phone, because you know the next one's going to be better than this one. Well, hopefully. So if you start saving your $50 a month now, keep using your old phone, keep that every month. Just don't spend $50 a month. You already have enough money in less than 2 years for the next phone. All right, so we'll stop there. Yes?